We chose the asset-based community development approach as we'd spoken to some other local authorities that were using it, and we'd also heard Cormac Russell speak about the different approach, and we thought it could really add value to what we're doing in Leeds through the neighbourhood networks. And we wanted to explore its potential really to reach out to people that are not engaged in any services groups, and we wanted to use that sort of community development approach to really see how it can make a difference in people's lives.
So ABCD works on the belief that everybody has a gift without exception, regardless of labels. And it works on the basis of finding and discovering, if you like, people's individual gifts, or at least helping them discover their own, because a community can't know what it needs until it knows what it has. The place where gifts are amplified and multiplied is associational life. So as well as finding out individual skills and capacities, we're really interested to find out and support that to get connected towards productive action. That in essence is ABCD.
My work as a community builder has been very interesting working in Carverley. I started by visiting different groups that already existed, and started to get to know members of the community, and it was very interesting at first because I think initially they wondered why I was there, and they wondered if it was necessary, because these were people that already attended groups, but obviously being a community builder, I wanted to reach out to the people that may not possibly attend those particular groups. Initially, the community, if I could say, was a little bit prickly about the idea and wasn't sure why I was there, and wasn't sure if Little Acorns was actually needed. But now, having visited lots of different groups and explained to people why I'm doing the work in carving, how we're wanting to reach people that may possibly be isolated and don't attend existing groups, they've kind of warmed to the idea.
We knew the problems were there, but we weren't sure how to address them. But now using the community as a vehicle to get into the community, it's working a lot better. It's a long, slow process, but we'll get there.
It has changed my perception for the over 60s in this area and in my area of my estate. Before starting helping and volunteering for the group, I wasn't aware of any of these activities that help the over 60s.
It has changed my perception of our local community. It's a good community. It's always been a good community. There's a lot going on in Carverley between people as a local community, but I've often thought that people are so busy in their lives that they get on with their lives, don't bother about anyone else unless you go to a particular group. But then, through being a connector, I found that people have so much to offer each other. And underneath the busyness of this world, and going out there and gaining things and buying things, people are people, and we all need each other. That's what I found.
I think it's great for the members to come to the group. Most of them live on their own, so it's a good way for them to get out and meet people and have a chit chat, as well as getting involved in the groups. Most of them are teaching others, like the walking stick group, baking, other things, so I think it's fabulous for them.
My name's Eric, and I was a heavy goods vehicle mechanic, but now I'm retired.
I'm Robin Silverwood. I used to drive tractors for Leeds Council, but now I'm retired, and I make it as an hobby, and me and Eric, we make walking sticks together. And we enjoy ourselves on a Monday, we meet up and make our walking sticks, and we have a good time. people come and say, can we have one or so? We measure others, you know, say how long do you want it, and we make it to fit, you know. That's how we go on, you know.
Happiness, friendship, joining in with people that I've never known before. I missed a few weeks, and because I hadn't done any baking, they said, we have missed you terribly because we love your baking.
You might want to tip all of that in, Andy. Yeah, there's not a lot there.
We have done on demonstration. You know, people said, can you come? Apart from saying how good staff are at Middleton Elderly Aid, I don't think there's a right lot you can add to say about that, because it's them that make it, as well as us as being customers of theirs. And there's a lot of good people as customers at Elderly Aid, and we've got to know them. It's great, you know. I mean, that ain't our complete life. I mean, we go on holidays and all sorts of things, but they're a big part in our lives now, don't you think, Eric?
Yeah, it's nice to know that there's somebody you can turn to.
Yeah.
You know, although I've got family, I've got 3 daughters, and they look after me like.
Yeah.
But I think it's sometimes best when you get a stranger, you know, to talk to.
Yeah.
And
generally, how I spent my time was just in the community with my corporate friends and stuff. I'm more of a reserved person, so I didn't really go out as much. I did a lot of voluntary work with various charities, just doing bucket collections, family fun days and stuff. It was something just to get out there a bit and just to help me get out of my depression. But then that's all I did really first. And I just stayed at home, really didn't have much to go, but then just did a bit of my college work. But yeah, just a lot of charity work really. I wanted to do something else, but I didn't know what I can do. So I spent most of my time at home or just doing family fun days when they came about, yeah. A lot more confidence, I'm a lot more outgoing, being able to understand what kind of person I am, what I'm capable of. There's some of the things that I'm not capable of these, or I can do a lot more, but I never thought that. But now coming to these workshops and doing more stuff here, so now I began to write poetry, I began to share with different people, and I've shared a lot of my poetry. And just that listening ear as well, be able to listen to somebody. You know, I've told them my journey, what I've had, and I've listened to their journey and just given that bit of hope that if I can do it, you can do it. There's always, where there's a will, there's a way. So just focus and take that first step and do something. You can, not you can't.
The very best things about being a connector are that you feel part of the community and that you are helping others in the community. I can see this approach working, the Little Acorns project working, because loneliness and isolation are big social problems, and the more it is tackled through projects like this, the more it'll work and have a knock-on effect. It needs connectors to do that, but I don't see why there shouldn't be more and more connectors. If people are willing to do that and think about people, other people, it will work, it has to work, because we're all human, we all need each other. We're all part of the same community, whether it's local or on a national or international scale.
In the future, I am hoping that most people are going to be more aware of what Middleton Elderly Aid do with the over 60s. It's great for them, and I would be proud for me to be a grandma at that age to be doing that as well.
By letting more people know that the help is there and that there is a community connector scheme, because if I hadn't had that conversation with Karen, I wouldn't have known anything about it. So, and I work in the voluntary sector, so for the mere fact that I hadn't heard about it until it was nearly the end of the programme, then I think maybe that's what they need to look at.
I do different stuff with the local community, with a lot of friends and family, like my poetry. We do a lot more charity work as well. So I know I can come here and help with the women, with the English if I need to, or if the computers or anything really. I come here more often and help them. And also just to, just encourage them that, come on, you can get out there, do a lot more voluntary work. It's going to build up your confidence, and you're going to, have a lot more to look forward to. You're going to say, okay, I can go and do that tomorrow, or I can do this. So just helping them, helping the community people who I know I can help, and put a smile on their face.
I've always got somewhere to go and something to do, because, there's always something going on. If it ain't with Middleton Elderly Aid, this new wife, she gets me going to keep fit classes and all sorts of things. That's why I look so young and fit and just worn out in general.
People need other people, and while ever there is loneliness and isolation and negative perceptions, particularly of older people and younger people, but I can see while ever that exists, then this sort of approach to ending that isolation will work. I've seen it in my own family, and I'm realising it more. The more I'm a connector, the more I see this as a big problem, and particularly as our society is growing older. Whilst ever there are caring communities and caring projects about, I don't see why Little Acorns can't fit in and complement other organisations who are doing some sterling work. The people I've connected have helped each other. I won't say that they're necessarily become close friends, but it's about other people feeling useful and helping them feel useful, that they still have skills, particularly our older residents, but not necessarily. It could be a young person. But the thing I feel most proud of is that I got people talking to each other and making them realise that they still have things to offer, skills, knowledge to offer other people, and that has made them feel worthwhile. That's what I'm most proud of.